Hello, boys and girls. How are you? So I wanted to come quickly into the live stream because unfortunately last week I was so busy to setting up my websites, shops, that's my bomber jacket, which is available on Shopify. So yeah, I couldn't. So I could just do one YouTube stream. So today I want to share some bits of chapter 38. And yeah, so for everyone who's new, and I'm Yasmina Paolacci. I'm writing a book a story based in Berlin. And chapter 38 plays around summer 2001 in July, around the Love Parade weekend. So I'm already at chapter 39, but I want to share with you chapter 38. Yeah, so, and I went for a swim today. I'm at my seaside residence, and I used first time a wetsuit. That's a very, very, very unique, very new experience for me. It's actually really warmer in water with a wetsuit, and it's a bit different when you swim, but it's still good. So yeah, it was good. Sun was shining. I mean, it's still autumn, right? Yeah, so right. Where starts, it's a very long chapter, obviously. Oh, I'm writing so much. Let me see. You like my jacket, yeah? Yeah, it's on Shopify. So here it is. It's a nice jacket, right? So you can get that on Shopify. And we'll post the link below. Love Parade, my birthday. It's Friday afternoon, and tomorrow is my birthday. First, I drive over to Hans in Köln and so on, and later Achim, his bosom friend, joins us. I'm bored again with two of them, so I indulge in my daydreams. I look out for the window on the left as I'm sitting on the left seat. And the sky is so pink. Oh, now I know exactly, because it's such a long chapter. And I read to you because I remember I was reading it to you last time. Let me see. And then I said, unfortunately, I just wrote until then. Okay. Oh, now I remember, because, yeah, we were already. So I met that poet, S. We call him S. And we went to Accent Pub, right? I told you that. And then, we were playing table soccer. He was inviting me for drinks and a lot of guests, crystal meth, everything what was around. Then we went to Hotel Salon by taxi, and we had a big taxi because of my bike. And we went from Schöneberg, which is was a taxi about 50 minutes away. And from there, we went to the bar. Exactly, now I remember. I'm so sorry. So, Az and I said goodbye until later. it was a Saturday around lunchtime. We said until later at the Daily Club, and I cycled to Potsdamer Platz. I was completely over the edge because I had an appointment. Luckily, Nana, Hans' friend and affair, was there, and she could always catch me quickly. She balanced it out. She balanced me. She was much more mature. The meeting was fun. I just didn't understand the point of meeting up again before the start of a shoot, or even getting to know each other. I thought it was a bit old-fashioned, or I could say snob. But I suppose when I say I thought it was a bit old-fashioned, it sounds a bit more decent, right? Okay. From there, I drove back to the Mitte Kiez. Mitte is central, is the name of the district, and it's actually the middle. Mitte means middle, and that's the central of Berlin. And Kiez means like your neighborhood, your hood. And go to Pappy's garden in the junk. He's living in the old trailer at the moment. And the area is like a little fairy tale place for adults or something. And downstairs is this club room in the catacombs. Peppy invites me to come over to the Gorman pub. It's just a minute away. He also has a young girl with him called Sibylle. We have a funny joke in Germany when we say, it's Ilse Böse, keiner Böse. But when I hear Sibylle, I always think of that name and that phrase. Anyway, she's my age and such a dreamy hippie. Yes, very nice and so on. And Peppy had something under our noses for us to hoover it literally into our nose. Afterwards, she must have had fits. No, that's right. I don't know. She must have had a bit much. Well, I had very much. And so Peppy started to joke around and saying things like, and I didn't know, was he serious at that moment or not? And he said, why are you taking too much drugs, But he was the one who's giving it. And he was much older. Bless him, he's dead. But recently I had a dream of him. It's like a few weeks ago when after I read you that chapter about the road trip, so if you want to see it again, please scroll down in my video list. And, after that, I had a dream of him, and he appeared in my dreams, and then he said hello and stuff, and that was actually nice, So, yeah. So, and I was just thinking, what's wrong with you, you crazy pig? Because he was like switching moods. And, so one side he put a lot of gear in front of you. And then when, I don't know, he was very moody. And then, he projected everything on the other person. And, anyway. Well, he could be quite cheeky, to be frank. That Peppy. We'll hang out for a while, and then we'll go on. I don't feel like going to the parade now. I'm just going home and so on, and then I'll go to the Tacheles, the art house, which doesn't exist anymore, freshen up, and then I go to the party. I love weekends, always have something very special. Like New Year's Eve, there's a very special atmosphere over the city in every corner, honestly, it's so everything is full of love and in a special mood, it's like, it was always very cool. I mean, they have the love parade back, they just call it Parade der Liebe now. parody of love, because you're not allowed to call it as they did before. All hell broke loose in the Daily Club. It was a blast. And every time at the Daily, when you wanted to go to the loo, because you needed to go to the loo, it was impossible. It was just a big queue. and most people were just like there were like 2 or 3 people always going together in a little loo box just for sniffing their shit, and then chatting, and it took ages until they came out, so yeah. Anyway, so all hell broke loose in the Daily Club. It was a blast. This time the small club room in the basement was also open and so on. Skadi was already there, and Cosmo at the door. And Cosmo and Skadi, the poet, are the very best friends. S came on to me again, pulled me onto his lap once in the club room, and pushed his tongue down my throat. Well, somehow I find that a bit brusque. But on the other hand, I think it's good. I mean, just like in the old westerns, where the cowboy pulls out his cut and she shies away and shouts, "No, no, no, don't do that. What's the point?" and slaps him, and then they kiss wildly and passionately, So I was still obsessed with Charlie. S didn't like that so much, of course. Charlie and I also had a very special bond and a particular connection. With Charlie, it was just one of those things. Somehow we were an item, but we didn't sleep together, because Charlie had problems with it as soon as he knew and liked someone too well. So the guy S pushes his tongue into my throat, and then I slap him and make him toe the line again. Is that the right wording? Toe the line again. Then he manipulates me and I feel cornered, and then I kiss him. He also kept talking to me that night about how badly everyone was talking about me except he was on my side. Oh, yes, interesting. What a great guy, huh? I'm skeptical but powerless because I'm so high and there's always more to sniff. And I'm really flying, and I've been completely soft for over 2 days now. I'm completely brainwashed, literally. Instead of taking off with Charlie, I'm in S's wake and we are fighting again. And I have a crying fit from too much sniffing, and I'm completely stressed and overwhelmed. It's like a breakdown. S gets too close to me and I can't control it. He gets under my skin and I completely freak out. And that can happen, right? We're back at my place. It's Sunday afternoon and everything. I'm sedated again. S makes me some calming tea and adds a good line of crystal meth and half of an ecstasy. It works. We're naked. Now we're lying there, and suddenly we're enveloped, and flying on the completely same explosive wave as he takes from me from behind. And I think of Kay's stories and her colorful, sexy times with the 2 Asians in Hellersdorf at the Plattenbau. Because I can see colors. We come at the same time. I don't think I've ever come like that before. It was out of this world. It went on until the next day, when it was already high for 4 days by now. And from this day on, I have to be fresh again, because the next morning I have to go to the shoot. I'm responsible for costume and makeup. In the middle of it, I was completely beamed away. I was talking non-stop, and my head was so soft that, and my brain, like, that sometimes I was suddenly awake again and I didn't realize where I was. Even as his face looked so strange in some moment that I was shocked and stared at him, and there was just the candlelight on. It's like, and I didn't know what I was talking about. I was constantly talking. And he constantly touched me and he was wanking. But his really man wasn't getting hard anymore. So I said something also added in Germany. So his wheelie man was all of a sudden so small that you couldn't literally find it. Where's it gone? So, yeah, and he kept wanking and wanking and wanking, and there was no wheelie man, you know what I mean? So it can look actually a bit desperate, I have to admit. But anyway, we took more drugs and it was nice. And he tried really hard to get him hard, but didn't work. You need Viagra at these times. Yeah. Anyway, that's it of that chapter. So I wrote a complete chapter today to you. I mean, yeah, having sex on drugs is a completely different thing, right? And I get that. It's kind of unreal, but that's what people are, Yeah. So continuing, I'm already at chapter 39, and I'm very, very grateful because it really excites me to continue writing. And so I write every day. And that's great. I mean, I wrote a poem a few days ago, and it's great. There was a phase, like, until a few years ago, I was writing a lot of poems. But yeah, it's cool to go back also parallel writing poems. And yeah, for the guy, there's no judgment on you, if you don't get it hard. Also, don't get me wrong, I was just very young and I never had that experience before. And I know there's a lot of pressure on you guys, but you don't need to have that, because it's not all about that. It's more about being on the same wavelength, and because that's the highest form of communication, right? And the chemistry, and the whole thing. Yeah. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. And please comment down below, and never forget. Oh yeah, Margie did a new song. It's a very nice song. It's called Orphan. It's a really nice song. She wrote that song for her twin flame. How lovely. And never forget, God hired you. Who's gonna fire you, right? And Margie said something this morning. God hired me to be successful. Yeah, that's a nice quote. In diesem Sinne, lots of love. Have a good one. See you next time. And don't forget to press the subscribe button, yeah? I really appreciate to support my channel. Thank you.